We'll cover integration of Apache Superset with Keycloak. Recently, I was exploring BI tools. I couldn't find one built on top of Java that is at par with Superset. Superset is basically a BI tool built in Python using a Flash framework, and it enables you to visualize data from almost any data source, and it has very rich set of features. You can further explore about Apache's Superset by going through the official documentation here, and also the code base here, and you can go ahead and read the features and explore the UI and etc. All the graphs it can build. There are multiple or many types of graph that is possible, like area chart, big number, box plot, bubble chart, and so many like that. Okay, and Keycloak on other hand is an IAM tool that gives you features like SSO and multiple other features. And here I'll try to integrate Superset with Keycloak. Now doing that helps you to facilitate the capability of SSO functionality of Keycloak. So suppose you have already an application in place and you want to integrate SSO with it, then you can use Keycloak to leverage that. So that's the reason people might find the need for integrating Superset with Keycloak. We will do this using Flask App Builder, Fab, and auth-lib library. Okay. So initially what we will do is we will start by doing the prerequisite setup needed, that is setting up Apache Superset and Keycloak. So let's start. To install or download Apache Superset, you can click on this link, and I will be installing from scratch, but you can further go ahead and install Docker whenever I'm exploring a tool. I generally prefer building it from scratch. It takes time, but it gives you flexibility, and also helps you understand the code base as well. Okay, so this is the URL which you have to follow. I have attached that in the link here. You can just click it here. Once you go here, I have Mac system in place, so I will be following these steps. You have to follow these steps. This and this step is already done. These are the dependencies that will be required for your Apache Superset. Once that is done, they are recommending to have a Python virtual environment in place, so that you can install your Superset dependencies here itself in the virtual environment. Trust me, it is needed. It will help you. There might be so many dependency issues or conflict in versions of different dependencies that Apache Superset uses. So it's better to do that in a virtual environment, and we will follow the advice. So let's move on to do the setup. Okay. So let's just switch so that we have flexibility in following the document. Okay. As you can see, we'll first set up the Apache Superset. So we'll follow this documentation. Our virtual environment is already installed. So what we'll do is we'll just have to activate that environment. Just I have already created a virtual environment with the name VNB Super. So what I'll do is I'll just you can create this by this command, and once you create it, you can activate by this command. Just replace it with the command with the virtual environment you have created. Okay, so this is done. Let's now install the Apache Superset. So I had some dependency issues in my system, which I fixed by following this documentation, and I'm installing from here version 2.01, but it will this latest version, that is 3.01, will also work. In case it's not working and there's some dependency issue, just check out the Python version you have. In 3.11 this is working, and 3.8 I have 3.8 in this system, so it's not working due to some dependency contradiction. So just copy this. I'll just copy this instead of this command basically. Instead of this command basically, in pip install Apache Superset, I'll just install a particular version. Okay, so let's just install it. As you can see, I'm getting message requirement already satisfied, because I have already run this command, and I'll not be upgrading my pip due to certain reasons. Let's just install the DB. First you have to initialize your Flask application. You can do this by using this command. Once you do that, just upgrade your DB. This will initialize your database. Okay, so as you can see, since here SQLite is used, once you upgrade, suppose you are using any like a higher version database, Postgres database is used. Let's move on to this Superset Fab create admin. So this, by this process you can create an admin user. So let's just try that. Oh, sorry. Username, just let's type it as admin 5. Okay, first name as admin 5, last name as user 5. I'm just adding 5 because there might already be a admin user in place, admin 5 at fab.org. Okay, password, just type it as 1234. Okay, 1234. I've done it, and admin 5 is created. As you can see in green icon, this is created. You can initialize or load examples. I will not be loading it because it will take some time. This command will basically initialize all the initial roles and permissions. So Apache Superset comes with certain set of roles such as gamma, admin, public, etc. So for example, gamma, if you are initializing a gamma role, only charts and dashboards are visible, database connections will not be visible. So similar to that, different permissions are associated with each of these roles. As you can see, these roles are initialized here in the logs. Let's now just run this superset. We don't have to build the assets. Just run this using this command. Okay, and by default localhost 8088. It will take some time to start. Meanwhile, let's start with Keycloak setup. My Keycloak is already, I've installed Keycloak 21 version here already in my system. You just have to download it and just unpack it by using the link which we have mentioned here. Here, please follow this link. This I have already attached the link of 21 version. Okay, so just download it, and once you download, unzip it, and then you can simply start the command by going to bin folder, start dev. I'll be starting in development mode itself because we are just testing it out. As you can see, Keycloak is up at 8080 port. Let's check. Superset is also up now. First check. Let's just check our Keycloak as well. Okay, so it's done. You can go ahead and log in. If the first time you are logging, you will be prompted to create an admin user. I've already created, so I'll be able to log in successfully. And then Keycloak is up, and our Superset is also up. And let's just log in by the admin user we created. As you can see, we were able to successfully log in Superset as well. So our Superset and Keycloak setup is done. Now we will be integrating these two by using authlib library. Okay, so since your Superset and Keycloak both is up, now we'll proceed with integrating Superset with Keycloak's authentication. To do this, we'll use auth-lib library and Flask auth-lib library. Let's install it. Let's proceed with installing it. Just copy this command. I'll link this document in the description of this video. Copy this command and go to the terminal where you have installed a virtual environment, Python virtual environment where you have installed your superset. Just copy this command and install the library. Since I've already downloaded it, installed it, that's the reason it's saying requirement already satisfied. I have done this to save us some time. Okay, once you do that, you'll have to update your superset config file with the properties or the Keycloak configuration. Now this is the file you might have created to where you would have analyzed the secret key, and to do this it's mandatory thing, I guess from version 2.1 it's a mandatory requirement. You have to set up the secret key, and this secret key you can generate by using this command openssl random base 6442. Once the secret key is generated, you can just copy that secret key and put it in the variable secret key and update the superset config py. Once you update the superset config, you have to tell your superset configuration to use this environment path, this environment variable, which you can update it with your path of your custom superset config py. Okay, so let's create one in our case. Okay, so it's created. What we'll do is we'll copy this details, copy the details from here. Let's just copy it. We'll update it according to the configuration which we do at Keycloak. So this is copied. Okay, now as you can see, we have to configure the realm name. Let's just go to our Keycloak to do that. Suppose this is a Keycloak. Let's log in again and we'll configure a realm. Already a superset realm is configured, so let's just and there's one client superset UI. I'll be using these two variables. So superset is our the realm name, so replace the realm name in this URL. My Keycloak which I'm using is up at 8080, so that's the reason I'm not changing the URL here. In case you are using any other port or any other URL, just update that as well. I'll move on to updating realm name in all the URL. So server metadata URL is the configuration URL which this plugin uses to fetch a token URL, login URL, user info URL, etc. Now this was needed because there was some bug related API based URL. Basically there was a bug in user info API. I'll attach the bug detail as well. So that's the reason I had to use API based URL as well. I figured out by using by checking the logs. Now I have to update the client ID password name as well. I'm using client has superset UI. Just copy this and let me just update it. So updated this as well. Now the last thing which I have to update is a client secret. Okay. So these steps are also mentioned in the document provided. It's mentioned in first and second document what you have to create a realm, then a client, and then also you have to configure the URI. The screenshot is also there. I'll show you that as well. In client, as you can see, I have the valid redirect. After the login is successful, this is the redirect URI which is used by this OAuth plugin which we are using. So this URL you have to configure. Remember, there was this error in my configure file at this slash part which is there, and I struggled for some time because of this. This is the correct URL. Okay, just have this in place. And you have to configure your logout URL and web origin URL as well. Once you do that, the entire Keycloak configuration is done, and we have already updated the details here as well. I guess we are done. We are done. Let's just save this, and we'll have to update Okay, just check the path is there in user Kritika. So what we'll do is just copy this and update this file's location so that this is loaded. Okay, sorry, this is not loaded. Yeah, now let's do one thing. Let's just start Superset. Okay, so this is a command to start Superset. Okay, so you can check here. The Superset configuration is loaded from your local configuration. As you can see here, if this is the line you have printed, so yes, everything is fine. And if there is any error in Superset config file, it will show you that. It will take some time. My system is a bit slow. I have to. Actually, it's MacBook Air and 8 GB RAM. That's the reason it's this slow. I have to buy one. Maybe I'll buy soon. Anyways, till the time it's loading, let's just check out the documentation as well. Now I'll explain you there's one thing which you have to configure is this client ID and you can see client scope as well. In this scope you can see OpenID profile, whatever. If you are basically telling your you want only certain details to be printed, you can just modify the scope accordingly. And also you can see there are two flags, auth user registration and auth user registration role. Now by that it means suppose you have created a user in your say currently I've created one user admin. Now just say I create a user at Keycloak abc@gmail.com. User is this abc this, and let's just set a credential 1234 1234. Okay, sorry, I forgot to off the temporary flag. Now this user is not there, won't be there in the superset, right? So by this flag you mean by this flag it mean ki whenever I try to log in using Keycloak credential, it creates a relevant user in the Superset's DB as well, and it will assign a default role, whatever the role that is given here in the auth user registration role. Now this is important. This role is important to basically configure the views sector, and if auth user if you are not making this field as true, you'll have to manually update that user in Superset as well. So that would be a manual task. By this flag you can automate that task. Okay, so my Superset is up and it's integrated with Keycloak. This is the sign that says so. As you can see, you will update the UI page is now updated with new sign in page wherein you can see sign in with Keycloak. Once you click on this button, you will be redirected to Keycloak's sign in page. We did created an admin user, right? And the password was admin5 and the username was admin5. Let's just log in. Password is 1234, I guess. Okay, let's just check ABC's password. Yes, I'm able to successfully log. There might be some issue with admin user password, etc. So as you can see, I have successfully logged into using the user I just created in Keycloak, right? ABC was the user that I created, and the email ID was abc@gmail.com. First name was ABC, and the last name was user. And the role which I had assigned was default role which I had assigned was Gamma. So let's just go there. Check the profile of the customer. Yes, there's a ABC user with the first name as ABC, last name as user, which is the same data which you have configured on Keycloak, and the email is abc@gmail.com. So we have successfully logged in using a new user which we have created in Keycloak. Okay. Now let's just log out and say whether logout functionality is working fine or not. Let's just click on logout button and you will be redirected to this page. And that is Keycloak's logout page. and once you click on this button, you will be logged out from this client. Okay, now what we'll do is we'll try to log in again. Just sign in with ABC1234. Again we are able to log in, and when you can check, you can also check in Keycloak's administration UI as well. Just go to this sessions tab, and you will be able to see a session is being established for Superset UI client for a customer ABC. And that's how we have concluded integration of Keycloak with Superset. Further in next video, what I'll try to cover from Superset's perspective. I'll try to cover how RLS feature is being implemented, and from Keycloak's perspective, I'll introduce a new video wherein I'll be talking how SSO, giving a demo of SSO feature of Keycloak.